What's up guys, welcome back. Branded Dude here. So here we are in this replay. We are going up against Dracotail Branded, and this is a deck list that I played. This is a deck list that I've recently been playing, 60 card build. Yeah, I will say definitely indeed I feel like it's time for me to have to cut down from 60 closer down to 40 as best as I can, so that we can see the cards that we need. We 100% need to see Droplet, we need to see Super Poly. So yeah, but anyways, this is deck list, 60 card, pretty standard. We are playing one Drosworm, two Bestial Rebellions. I've decided to try increase the count of Bestials in my deck. Golden Soto, Ecclesia, yep, just some cards I decided to throw in. No Chaos Nephthys anymore. Anything changes with main decking Branded Beast because of the fact that I'm playing more Bestial. So yeah, playing that Branded Beast, Branded Regained. Still on the double Retribution. In the extra deck, yeah, okay, we have Albulenitus now. Sanctify as well, just in, I think Albulenitus just to try see if we can use it as a board breaker when going out specifically against Dracotail and whatever other variants. Sanctifier, I think I decided to put this in just in case we get hit with Fua, and I'm like, you know what, okay, let's just try the Sanctifier. Hence why I also decided to put the Golden Soto, because with Sanctifier, Albaz and Golden Soto, you can still bring out Lad. Okay, in the side deck, yeah, this time Pirelia's out. I don't expect a lot of decks to be summoning a lot from hand, so Pirelia's stay. You know, just for what's it called, Yummy. And also, you never know, I think against Mitsurugi now also popping off, so Mochami Mills is in there. Sales ban, yeah, I decided to try test these. It should have branded there, 3 evenly matched going second, and I decided to put Mask of Restrict, you know, just for that Mitsurugi matchup. So yeah, this is the deck list for this list, so I mean for this duel. So let's hop on straight to the duel. Alright guys, so here we are. We have the Mochami Full Loss, High Spirits, Regained, Macaria and Droplet. We are going second here, so this is a little bit of a weak hand here, but we have Full Loss. Hopefully this can resolve. Opponent has the Pan, Brand Fusion, Malulu, Firmina and Full Loss. So our opponent is going first here. So started with Brand Fusion, we immediately drop the Full Loss. Our opponent here is going to chain the Firmina, send all 3 cards in hand to summon Arthelion. Okay, resolve Brand Fusion, sending Albaz and the new Dracotail Frixel to go into the Sanctifier. We draw into Branded Opening. Okay, at least we have a searcher or a starter, I guess. All 3 Pan, Malulu and Frixel are going to trigger to set, and Arthelion basically here is going to target the Firmina, Malulu and Pan to add to hand. So yeah, he sets the Horn, the Flame, Horn and Dracotail Sting, which is a new trap card. So basically it can target 1 monster and or 1 spell or trap, so can either target a monster or a spell or trap, or it can target both actually. Banish them, okay, and then yeah, place a card in the bottom and draw a card. So yeah, pretty strong setup there for our opponent, and he also has 3 cards in hand, especially Malulu. And then he's going to normal summon the Malulu, sorry, I meant to say Firmina earlier, not Malulu, but yeah, normal summon Malulu past turn. We draw Serenia. Okay, so here's the game plan. With Droplet, we need Droplet to help Branded Fusion dodge Dracotail Flame. With Horn and Sting, Sting is most probably going to be very impactful against us. Horn, I'm not really worried about this, but Flame and Sting definitely did, because we know our opponent has Firmina in hand. I was a bit worried that he will bring out Secretarian Dragon. Sanctify, yeah, can summon Albaz and confuse our board away. So yeah, I was thinking of using High Spirits with Serenia, but then I realized, oh wait, Draco's still Sting. If we try to go for that Retribution and off Serenia, you know, that sort of combination, our opponent will be able to banish basically our target. So I wasn't going to really rely on High Spirits there. Activate Regained just in case. We activate High Spirits, so instead of sending Serenia, I send the Macaria and Rinbrim. This way we're going to get a search for Shrouded. Okay, on rares, I don't think okay, our opponent does go Sting, targeting Rinbrim and High Spirits. Banishes both, cool, no response here. Shuffles back the Frixel, draws into Ash. This was such a good draw for our opponent. Okay, but we move on. I was hoping, literally I thought like, okay, because he's playing Branded Dracotail, from some of the builds I've seen, they don't play a lot of hand traps, but this is the one deck list that was the exception. So he did have an Ash Blossom. So here I was hoping, okay, I have Droplet to dodge Flame, we are Gucci, but yeah, did not know our opponent drew Ash. We go Shrouded, send Retribution, draw into full loss. Activate opening, get rid of the full loss because it's dead. Aluba Effecture. Okay, opponent has no response. And here I'm hoping, oh great, okay, our Brand Fusion is going to resolve, but he hits us with Ash Blossom, which honestly just messes up everything, because now I kind of have a very weak hand, no follow-up, no setup forward end phase. So I go 7 here, banishing the Mercuria, hoping for something here. Chainlink 1, Mercuria, Chainlink 2 regained. Okay, so shuffle back, draw into Albaz, search for Quem because we haven't normal summoned yet, so normal summon effect, send the Branded White because we have Retribution engraved to add it back, and also we have Albaz in hand. So we activate the okay, first I enter battle phase. Sorry, because I wanted to force out Malulu, but our opponent allows us to get to battle phase, and then he just activates Horn to bounce Malulu, put back Sting, okay, and draws into Ketu Dracotail. Main phase 2, because we can't get over the monsters, we go Branded White, and here our opponent is going to go Famina. Now here's the thing, with Branded White I was a bit worried about Flame. Okay, so I was thinking we're gonna, I guess in the best situation here, we could go straight for Albion, and then Albion, I don't know, maybe go to Chaos Star Source to pop cards on the field, because, you know, if I go into Rebellion, discard Droplet, opponent still has Sanctifier. Okay, he also has Sanctifier to steal our Albaz, so I won't be able to go into something good. So honestly, I felt like this was not a good position for us. Okay, we need Albaz. Okay, if Sanctifier steals our Albaz and maybe gives us, I don't know, Famina, okay, the best I can go into is most probably Quiritus in this position. So I decided, yeah, no, it's not a good position for me. And he also goes into Philia Regis, which is basically like another DD Crow. So basically Sanctifier and Philia Regis are DD Crows here. So I decided, yeah, no, there's nothing I can do here. It's bad for me. So we concede game number 1, go on to game number 2. Game number 2, we have Ecclesia, Serenia, Deployment, Cartesia, and Shrouded. Opponent has the Thrust, Malulu, Pan, Brand Fusion, and Lucius. Now one thing I want to say is, when I was siding in, I should have taken out Ecclesia because I'm going first. Game number 2, this card in my hand does nothing. Okay, so I preferably choose to get rid of Ecclesia if I'm going first, side. Okay, but yeah, anyways, we have a decent hand, so let's see what we can do. Send Retribution, draw into Aluba, which is a good draw. There's our Searcher. Deployment, we're not going to summon the Cartesia from hand. Okay, summon Cartesia from deck, no summon Aluba, search for High Spirits just in case our opponent wants to hold Ash Blossom for Brand Fusion. High Spirits, send Serenia, Titan, search for Albaz. The reason why I search for Albaz is because, yeah, Retribution's already engraved, we don't need Shrouded, and just keeping Albaz in our, having access to Albaz will make Cartesia's fusion effect even better for us. Serenia here, send the Brand Fusion. Okay, we're going to add it back. And also another reason to add Albaz is because if Brand Fusion gets ashed, at least Cartesia's effect can allow us to access the Albaz fusions. Okay, Brand Fusion, no ash, we send Albaz and Rebellion, going to Albion. Albion here, banish Albaz, Aluba, going to Rebellion, the Searing, which will discard the Albaz, and we'll shuffle back the banish Albaz and Rebellion to go into Merjade. Okay, no response from opponent, so we're still moving forward. Bestial Rebellion, yep, okay, because we're going up against Dracotail post side, we're going to set up the Tutor Branded, but our main goal here is to make sure that a Bestial stays on the field, because we have no access to other Bestials, and we need to make sure this doesn't get popped by, I don't know, let's say Harpies, Lightning Storm, or a Fusion. Okay, Cartesia Effector using Ecclesia and Cartesia, going to Grand Gugno. Grand Gugno here will send the Garura, so hopefully we can get a draw. I was hoping to draw into a Bestial, but Super Poly, yeah, we'll take it. End phase, Ecclesia to add to hand, we'll go Cartesia to add to hand, so we have enough for discard, and Albion here is going to set the Brand Banishment. Okay, and we'll go Titan Eclad to summon Quem, and I think, yeah, here we'll definitely send Albaz. Oh no, sorry, we have an Albaz, so I send Golden Sword, so that way this Golden Sword can summon any of these ladies from our hand. So yeah, with Banishment, basically, because we're going up against Dracotail Branded, this can be our second Super Poly if needed, preferably to use our opponent's board. If push comes to shove and I need to make Lad, I'll have to sacrifice that so that Tutor will become dead, you know, whatever the case is. But yeah, Super Poly, Merjade, Quem, yeah, pretty strong board for us, and Tutor Brand is definitely the biggest problem for our opponent here. Opponent draws Pan, not a good draw, I guess. I guess he was hoping maybe to get Famina. He goes Brand Fusion, which I allow to resolve, goes into Rebellion, and because the 2D is on the field and we have a Bestial, the material is Arcane and banished here. So opponent on res goes Rebellion, chain link 1, and Malula is not going to trigger because it says here if this card is sent to grave as material for a fusion summon, then only it activates. Okay, on this I decide to go banishment because here's the game plan. Opponent is going to go for Mirror Jade so that he can basically banish the Bestial Rebellion. Okay, so I decide, okay, cool, I can actually bring out Lad by using my opponent's Rebellion, so that's why I try to do this pretty early. Going to Lad, opponent shuffles back, goes into the Mirror Jade. On summon, I ask him, hey, do you have anything on summon, because my opponent has priority to activate a quick effect. Okay, because we don't have any triggers, and he says no, and I said, okay, cool, that's a big mistake for you. I mean, sure, if he goes Mirror Jade, we can just negate with Lad, totally fine, but yeah, you know, I was just checking, because the game plan here, I thought, okay, definitely, here's the thought, Mirror Jade, activate, we can negate with Lad, cool, protect it. But if my opponent has, let's say, Farmina in hand, right, he can first go Farmina, chainlink 1, Lad will be mandatory chainlink 2, then he's free to go Mirror Jade, chainlink 3, banish Rebellion, because that will resolve. Okay, so that's why I had to check first, hey, do you have anything you want to activate on summon? He says no, so we're going to hit him straight with Super Poly, send discard Ecclesia and use Quem and Mirror Jade, going to Quiritus, you know, okay, Mirror Jade trigger, we chain Lad, it's totally fine. Okay, and yeah, he scoops it, he had no Farmina, so that was a bit unfortunate. Thrust was just going to get negated, and yeah, so we take game number 2. So we go to game number 3 now, and you'll see here opponent opens Ash Blossom, Pan, Sting, Brand Fusion and Ketsu. We have Brand Fusion, Aluba, Cartesia, Banishment, and Salesman because I saw he's playing Ash Blossom. I'm like, okay, listen, I have to deal with Flame and I have to deal with Ash Blossom, so I may as well put this in. It's a bit unfortunate that we drew Banishment, but yeah, hopefully, yeah, it's not a very strong hand, so yeah, opponent is going to go full combo. Started with Ketsu to search for Lucius, which will normal summon, which will get him access to Farmina. Okay, so I'm going to go Brand Fusion, send Albaz and Frixel to go into Sanctifier. I'm not sure how big his the Albaz fusion package is in his extra deck, but yeah, Frixel Effector will set the Rahu Dracotail, which he will activate, send Farmina and Urgla, yeah, so that he will be able to add Farmina back to hand. Going to Gulamel, chainlink 1, Urgla, chainlink 2, Farmina, which will set the Horn as well as the Flame. Okay, then Urgla here, put itself back to add Farmina back to hand. Okay, he's going to set the Sting and pass turn. Okay, joins Albaz, so it's kind of a bricky hand for us. But, okay, we normal summon Luba, Effecture, search for high spreads. In case Brand Fusion gets ashed, we need a follow-up. I did suspect this set card was Dracotail Sting, to be honest, so yeah. Send Albaz, Titanic Lad, search for Shrouded, so that Cartesia can special summon from hand now. Cartesia Effect, our opponent doesn't chain anything. We go Cartesia Effect. If my opponent were to chain a Dracotail card and we don't respond, he can just chain Gulamel to pop Cartesia here. But this resolves. Okay, so we're going to Grand Gugno here. We'll send the Serenia here. I believe we send Retribution. Shrouded Effector, I decide to send Brandon White, so that way we have another card to help us fusion. We join to Droplet, which is pretty good for us. Okay, so we go Retribution, and this will hoping to force out the Dracotail Sting, which the opponent does. So he targets Brandon White and Titanic Lad. Okay, and then Gulamel here will chain as well to pop Grand Gugno. Do we have an opening? No, we don't. Okay, it's totally fine. Put back Ketu, join to Ghost Bell. You see, now that is such a good draw. Okay, moving on, we activate Salesman, calling Ash. Opponent chains the Dracotail Flame. We chain Droplet, just sending one. Okay, and here we choose, opponent decides to change Sanctifier here to our Droplet, so he's going to target Albaz and Frixel, and obviously here I decide to negate the Albaz. Don't want that, allowing him to get access to more fusions, so we negate Albaz. Cool. Because our opponent summon a monster, we activate Grand Gugno. Here I believe we go for Quem. Yeah, go for Quem. Quem Effecture will Foolish Barrier Mercuria. We then go Brand Fusion. Our opponent here is going to chain the Farmina, and here, yeah, unfortunately he sends a Dragon and Spellcaster, so I knew, okay, yeah, he's going for Secretarian Dragon. which, if you don't know, basically your opponent cannot, well, while you control this fusion summon card, so it has to be a fusion summon card, your opponent cannot activate effects of special summon dragon or spellcaster monsters they control. So it's a floodgate. So we sent Albaz here. I was really thinking what to summon, so I decided, okay, let's just go into Albion. Okay, there's no other better fusion we can go for because this is at 3000 attack. We can't get over it. Titanic Lad unfortunately is banished, so yeah, nothing we can do about that. On res it's Chainlink 1, Lucius, Chainlink 2, Pan here. Sets double K2, okay. And he pops our Albion unfortunately with Pan, okay. So yeah, it is a bit rough for us. End phase, we do set the banishments. End phase we go to set Albion to set the Branded Red, Cartesia to add to hand, and yeah, and they will pass turn. So now listen to me guys, I didn't even care to think that maybe my opponent could also be playing Bell, okay. But my plan here was, okay, with banishment, this is a great super poly because opponent has Albaz and we can actually get rid of Secretarian as well. So using banishment, let's say we go for Aluba so that Aluba can get a search, and then we can just banish Albaz, Secretarian, bring out our own Merger, which was literally the game plan, which I honestly think puts us in a good position. But Brandon Red was there, and unfortunately I did not think my opponent was playing Bell. Okay, so opponent goes to main phase. Okay, goes Secretarian to put back Famina, summon Pan, and then here I go Brandon Banishment, and opponent drops the unfortunately he does drop the Bell on us. So yeah, it was heartbreaking. It was very heartbreaking to see this. I don't know why I didn't think if my opponent plays Ash, maybe he has a chance of playing Bow. That's why I would have used Brandon Red first, hoping to force out, you know, that hand trap. But yeah, this stung really hard. Okay, so moving on, opponent goes Ketu, searches for Urgler, and then he can fusion summon here, so he sends Pan and Urgler, going to Arthelion, and then on res it's basically going to be Arthelion targeting the Bell, so he's going to add back the hand trap, which that is so rough. And then he goes Chainlink 2 Pan, Chainlink 3 Urgler, so he's going to pop a spell and he's going to pop a monster, so we have to chain Brandon Red here. We banish Albaz and Frixel, going to our Albion, which we can't even activate on res, and we can't protect. He sets both Rahu Dracotail. Okay, Aluba here will trigger, we negate the, okay, well, first Arthelion adds back Bell, then on a new chain Aluba, negate the Secretarian, summon itself. Opponent, yeah, enters battle phase, and I must say that is plenty of damage here, because that's 3000, 3000, 3000, that's 9000 damage there. So yeah, fortunately we do have to concede here. Yeah, Secretarian Dragon, the floodgate, really stopped us. That ghost spell out of nowhere stopping banishment was so rough. It was so rough, oh my word. If that resolved, we would have been chilling. Well, not very chilling, but you know, we would have actually been in a decent position. But yeah, this was an interesting duel. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers guys.